of its position in the scale. But I'll get to that in the next slide. So these intervals are measured in the relation to the root, and the intervals determine like the quality of the scale. So when we say quality in music,
how good it is,
we mean like whether it's major or minor, or if it has like or if it's outside of that world. So here are the names of intervals. So you have unisons, which is just so right now these three strings are playing a unison. That's an octave. So we sort of think of that as one thing. Then there are thirds and sixes, which are like starting from the bottom, you count up. So I used E minor here for some reason, or so E to G is a third, and E to C is a sixth. And the reason why they're grouped together is because they're just like E to C is C to E inverted, and that's a third. Does this make sense?
So they're also a third. The third and the sixth are also a third from each other.
Yeah, like yes, exactly. Fifths and fourths, same situation. C to G is a fifth. G to C is a fourth. And then seconds and sevenths. B to C is a second. C to B is a seventh.
Scary.
And so like these are like the types of intervals. There are thirds and sixes, fifths and fourths, seconds and sevenths. And on thirds and sixths and seconds and sevenths, you have major versions of them and minor versions of them.
Not fourths and sixths.
Not fourths and sixths because I'll get to that later. But so they're always either major or minor. There's no just that's a third and that's a sixth. Like this, it's major. I have it described kind of down there. So F to D is a major sixth. In the major scale of F, the D natural is major, right? So we call that a major sixth. F to D flat, we call that a minor sixth. Or more commonly, you'll hear me say flat sixth because it's just quicker. And yeah, usually the reason why I have that in brackets is I'm probably gonna, when I just say sixth, I usually mean just the major sixth. And when I say flat sixth, I mean the minor sixth. Same for third. It's a little less common though. I think I would probably specify major third or minor third.
Okay.
So yeah, in the F minor scale, it's F to D flat. That's why it's a minor sixth. Same with the major third, C major, C minor. So minor third, major third. Okay, so now on to why there are no. Oh wait, never mind. That's still in the next slide. Then you can actually raise them one more time, and that's what you call augmented.
Wait, what if you are only changing the bottom one? Is that a thing?
You don't change the bottom one because the interval is measured from the bottom to the top one.
Oh.
So that makes the previous slide make more sense. Yeah, so you can raise them for sixths and thirds, you can raise them or lower them again, and that's what you call an augmented or diminished interval. So, for example, C to E, they sound exactly the same as a perfect fourth. C to F is this. An augmented third would also be this. I don't know if I want to tell you guys why or yet.
That's okay. That's what we have to put in our credit cards.
Yeah. Okay, it's
I'm
whatever.
curious about rare and possible.
So like you have augmented sixths all the time in classical music. They call them like the French augmented sixths, German augmented sixths, but for us, like in jazz we would think of it as a seventh, but for some reason in class it's their whole system. So you would see that, but this, the diminished sixth, would just be the same as a perfect fifth, and I cannot think of any reason why you would notate it like that. There's like not like this is common in classical music because they have their own tonal systems or whatever. I just can't think of a single reason why you would notate a perfect fifth as a diminished sixth. But you can, so I showed you guys how. For when you have augmented thirds or diminished thirds, usually they're in a line. So like if a line was going like this would have been the augmented third. So it's just for notation, for clarity's sake. If it just makes it easier to read in the key signature, and then same case for the diminished second. Okay. Yeah. So there's no major or minor octaves, obviously, and there are no major. I don't know why I said there are no major seconds or major sevenths. I think I meant to say Y intervals. There are no major fifths or minor fourths. So for perfect fifths and fourths and unison and octaves, you can raise the interval by a half step to make it augmented. So a perfect fifth, when it's augmented, it turns into this, which may sound similar to a minor sixth, which is also this, but the context is different. So in a C major chord, I have a major third, a perfect fifth, and those are the important intervals that make the chord. But if I make the fifth an augmented fifth, it has a different character, right? And the reason why you wouldn't call it a minor sixth is because if you call it a minor sixth, you would be thinking of this note as A flat. Does that make sense to you guys?
Not really.
So this is a C chord, so you want all the notes to be some variation of a notes in C.
Okay. Right. Okay.
So an augmented fifth turns this into a C augmented chord, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Because so it's a G sharp.
Right.
But if I were to call it a minor sixth, it would be C, E, A flat, which I think I would probably call an inversion of an A flat augmented chord.
Okay.
Because there's no G.
Right.
Does that make sense? Okay. Augmented fourth, the tritone interval. This is like used in like the seventh chords. And that one's a little more complicated as to why it's augmented or diminished, but it's not really important. All you need to know is that I'm going to call it the sharp 4 or the flat 5. Yeah, what you call an interval is dependent on the root key signature and or the way the composer wrote it. So like sometimes you'll see a chord that says like C7 flat 5. So you know I'm going to play C7 at the diminished fifth. And so you know, okay, just looking at this, it basically informs you what scale to play, whereas if it said sharp 4, I would think it also, it has the natural 5. Okay, let me start this over. So you would call it a sharp 4 or a flat 5 depending on what you want to include in a chord. So if a chord symbol said C major 7, sharp 4, or sharp 4, you would assume the C major has the natural fifth in it,
Okay.
plus a sharp 4.
Okay.
But if you saw a flat 5, you would assume the fifth is being lowered. So it would just be, this fifth would go down.
So then it's only 3 notes in the chord.
Yeah.
Versus.
The amount of notes in the chord is kind of, it's more about what scale you're comping with rather than the amount of notes in the chord. Because the pianist is going to put in however many or little notes they want in the chord. But they need to know what scales to draw from.
What makes sense to play over it.
Yeah, exactly. So now knowing all this interval stuff, we can get into tonality. So major keys, when a key is major, it has a certain specific set of intervals. It has a major second, a major third, a perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major second, and major seventh. When a key is a natural minor, you see we lower. Oh, I did the relative minor. That's still it. Okay. When a key is natural minor, you lower the third, you lower the sixth, and you lower the seventh. These are lowered. And so every major scale has a corresponding relative minor as seen below. So I put F major, that has the exact same notes as D minor. This is all stuff you know, or should know.
Can you play the scales?
And so what we learned with these intervals creates the concept of tonality.
Movable do be fixed is useless.
So tonality is where we get this entire concept of major and minor from. Before tonality, we had modes, modality, and that was used in like Gregorian chant.
That's kind of cool.
And
Feels
there
like,
was.
feels like that's not funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. Yeah, I don't know why that's
I
funny.
wasn't going to say that. That's why I laughed.
Well, we had Gregorian chant before this system of tonal music, and everything was in perfect fifths and fourths, and there was no deviations in lines. Everything was the same rhythm, so you would hear stuff like. And then eventually one day they're like, what if we had two different melodies going on at the same time? And from that was born the system of tonality and functional harmony. So functional harmony is when, is basically literally when chords have functional purposes. So they have a specific role they play. So the dominant, for example, has it wants to resolve to the tonic. The subdominant, they have specific fulfilled roles in their harmony, and that's what makes it functional. And these roles come from this thing called, I can't remember the term, tendency tones, which come from voice leading. So the two most powerful tendency tones are Fa, it goes down to Mi, and Ti to Do. It just has this natural pull. And they figured that out pretty quickly, and that's the entire basis of functional harmony. Right?
I have to take a call. I'm sorry, wait.
This is gonna fuck up your tambourine playing if you miss this.
True. This is mostly
you wanna use
for
the
the
porch so you don't have
horns.
to be let back in?
Yeah.
And this is mostly for the horns.
That's chill.
So now let me show you guys where we got chords from.
Are you gonna explain what you meant by tonic, subdominant, etc.?
Yes. Actually, yeah, let me do that right now. So chords in tonality are divided into three main functions: tonic, subdominant, and dominant. Obviously, the root is tonic. Actually, I wrote this in G. So the root is tonic, And there are 3 tonic chords in a key signature, in a major key signature. The root, the third, and the 6th. Like, you heard, we just went through all those chords, and it didn't really feel like we were going anywhere.
Right.
Like, they all just kind of felt like different characters of the same chord. And subdominants kind of feel like they're going somewhere. So, for example, G to F. I mean G to C. And there are 2 of these in a scale. There's there's the 2 and the 4. And then 2 dominant ones. Or I'm actually in D.
So when you say moving towards, you mean like you're moving towards or away from the tonic?
I guess so. I don't know. People like to describe it like that. Like subdominant feels like you're moving away from the tonic. Dominant feels like you're moving towards the tonic.
Right.
But to me, in more general terms, just a dominant makes me expect a chord to come. A subdominant makes me reminisce the chord that just passed. Like, it doesn't really necessarily imply to me that, like, if I hear this, I don't necessarily think we're gonna go here.
Right.
Like, I just think something is gonna come. Like, maybe, like, I don't know. But when I hear a subdominant chord, like, and especially if nothing comes after it, it feels way more unfinished.
Okay.
Like, it feels like we just left something behind and we're not really going anywhere. And then it's like,
Right.
yeah, like we just left something behind and it's like, where the fuck are we going? But
Right.
when you hear dominant chord,
Right.
you know you're gonna go somewhere.
Right.
Like,
Sucks. That's how I
yeah,
get
fuck that
people to
shit.
come to the door.
Okay.
Like, if I'm knocking,
Knock, knock,
knock.
That's what I do. That's what I do with Hockey's window.
Right.
Wait, real quick. Last night, I need to 1 second later. One second later.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That was ready for prime
In
time.
the SpongeBob voice.
Sarah doesn't get it. Look at her ass.
I don't get it.
Like it's just 1 second of the song later.
Yeah.
Like 1 second later.
Aye.
Like 1 second later. Alright. Okay, back to this.
But,
One second later.
so...
No, like 1 second later. But
Like
like
how
1
an
second
Australian
later.
person would
And
say
it's in the
1
SpongeBob
second
voice.
Like 1 second later.
Yeah.
Aye. Sorry, Caleb.
No, that's fine. I'm just trying to think about how to segue. So, okay. So, a lot of music... tonality in music... I'm trying to think of a good, like, fucking, like, a analogy for what it is in music. Because we have kind of... we haven't abandoned tonality because it informs literally, like, all of our music and how we think. We even consider... We think about major and minor and stuff. And all that stuff comes from tonality. But, the whole last century was about basically leaving this behind
Why?
in our music. Because we're tired, you know. We did it for like 300 years.
Right.
And the whole point of even creating this was because we were tired of Gregorian chant.
Right.
Like, so it's just kind of how things develop.
But we didn't want to go back to Gregorian chant.
No, we actually did, and that's why modes came back.
Oh, yeah.
But that's, and modes...
Fuck you!
Which is what I'm about to talk about.
For memory purpose only.
Yeah. Because I don't want you guys to think of it as like the Dorian mode is just C major starting on D. Like, even though notes wise it is.
Not? That's how
It is notes wise, but you should not think about it like that because it has nothing to do with C major. It existed before C major existed. Like.
Shit.
It's like the same relationships as this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not necessarily in that key.
Yeah, I'd rather you guys think of them, which I'm about to show you guys in the next slide, with their
We're supposed to forget the rest of this. This is the only memory stuff.
low-key, like this is everything else before this was just was not useful. I mean, it was useful, but like, I mean, this shit, the leading tones and voice leading is very useful for us for how we create lines in counterpoint and how we will solo. So like, for example, it's helpful to know which way notes tend to fall to. So if you do a line like this over C, like it's just, you're landing on kind of the wrong notes. But if you know like how they resolve, you kind of know how to resolve them when you land on a wrong note. So, for example, I know this note in the key of C tends to fall down. So if I ever accidentally land on it and it's the wrong fucking note, I know to go down.
Got it.
And what note is that?
The flat six. Yeah.
Ah.
Flat six goes down. Augmented six goes up.
Cool.
But yeah. So think about that. Okay. So now I'm gonna move away from the major scales entirely. This is the shit that's important to us. Here are the modes ordered from brightest to darkest. So I'm gonna play them all for you. Or I'm not gonna play the scales. I guess I will. What do you guys want? Just like
Yes.
scales or like just chords?
Both.
Okay. So here's the Lydian.
What key are you working in?
We're gonna do C Lydian.
Yeah.
So, I'm actually gonna go literally over every single one of these in detail. But here's a brief one. Here's Lydian. So it has like kind of a bright tone, kind of like a inquisitive. I don't know.
It was almost wistful.
Yeah, wistful, ethereal. Ionian, which has the same notes as the major scale, but I wouldn't call it the same. It's the same notes as the major scale, but the way you would treat it is different.
Okay.
Mixolydian. That's the characteristic tone.
Oh, that one.
Dorian. It's kind of like a neutral tone, I don't know. Aeolian. Yeah.
I was thinking aerial, I won't lie.
And then Phrygian. This is very characteristic, I think. What is D Phrygian? What do you foresee Phrygian? Then Locrian, which is kind of useless. I'm gonna do a different key. I don't know, it just doesn't really sound like it.
That's useless.
Yeah.
What was everyone's favorite?
I like Mixolydian.
Well, we're about to go through them in detail.
Are you just gonna play for us? Can you do that?
Yeah, I can. Or I will. So characteristic notes for Lydian, I'd say the most important note is the sharp 4.
What's that number 4?
the rest of the notes I've listed in order of importance. The major third, major 7, major 6, perfect 5th, and major 2nd. In terms of the information you get from the scale.
Okay.
Do you understand? You guys understand why those are the most important to least important?
Those are where you should be centering your playing around?
No.
Or those are what inform the quality?
Yes. This guy's been paying attention. Like from most, like they inform the quality the most to the least.
Okay.
The seconds tend to not really inform qualities too much, but sometimes they do. So ethereal, bright, and pretty. Used a lot in film scoring.
Can we hear the examples?
So that's Lydian, and then they go into tonality. Whatever. I don't remember the Wall-E theme, but the Simpsons intro has like the Simpsons.
Oh, great.
We should play that.
Yeah, we should.
Okay, Ionian. This one's really hard to use actually, because it's just it's like it has the exact same notes as the major scale.
What?
But
Mark.
This is a great list.
it is used at the end of Margala.
These are the 3 songs.
So
why is it not just the major scale?
because it's not
The Pussy
tonal,
Margala.
so it doesn't have like functional.
I see.
Right? But it's really, really... Ionian is the hardest mode to use, especially in our modern day, because we're so used to tonal music, that it's, really you can only use it for, like... you can't, like, use it melodically. You can only use it kind of texturally and, like, aesthetically.
So like for like the end of Margala?
Exactly.
Got it.
So, like, for, like, pedals, or, like, the Tears of Tears. Whatever. No.
Yeah, that's one of our songs for prom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one.
I'm glad you know about it.
And it, like, Debussy uses it. Like, you can only really use it like that,
Right.
because if you try to use it in, like, melodically, like, it just immediately becomes tonal.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah, the end of Margala, those things.
That line made it click for me.
What?
Like using it atmospherically. Because if you try to do melodically, it just becomes...
Yeah, or even if you try to do it like if you try to make a chord progression too, you will automatically fall into your tonal habits of
Right.
like going dominant, subdominant, or whatever.
Can we hear what you mean about on Margala?
The end, I think it's like something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why after I heard Taryn playing on it, I was like, you need to listen to Debussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
That is cool.
Mixolydian.
Yeah.
Mickey does a lot of that.
Oh yeah.
Candy.
This one, I kind of find it a little bit hard to characterize. Because I feel like it's just so flexible. And I don't know, I thought of it as goofy, and then I hit my film scoring class, and a lot of kids thought of it as like epic. And I was like, okay, that's fucking weird. But it's like... Or like...
Yeah!
Like it can be pretty exciting. It's used a lot in westerns, or like western movies. Like they use a lot of harmony from this, in like kind of a really tender way. Like you'll hear that a lot in movies. It can also sound pretty dreamy. kind of just like a slightly darker major scale to me.
So when you're doing this right now, are you only using the notes from this mode when you're playing right now?
For Dreamsville, I didn't. But for everything else, yeah.
Okay, and like the last examples too.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And it's just one thing that's kind of tough about it is if you're not careful, you can sound like you're going into tonality, but for so you see all the notes in this.
Mm-hmm.
This has all the same notes as F major, and it can kind of sound like you're playing a C dominant if you're not careful.
Right.
But like if you treat it right, you can get the Mixolydian sound out of it. Exactly. And why I say if you're woke is because in the Coltrane recording of Impressions, the bassist is playing G, but everyone plays it D for some reason. So it's originally in G Mixolydian, but everyone plays it like it's in D Dorian, and you can't tell the difference. So Dorian.
Oh, because there's a flat third, so it would be like a F. And then
Yeah.
on the G1 it would also be an F. That makes sense.
Exactly.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh. Okay.
Yes.
You just watched us piece something together in real time, man. That was exciting.
Good. This is good. So yeah, the most important characteristic note in Dorian scale is that major sixth. So because otherwise it's like it just adds like a brightness to an otherwise minor scale. Or like so what? They add like it's like something like that. I don't know. Kind of has it's very colorful. The nice thing about this one is that there are no wrong notes. You can just kind of go. That's why fourths work so well. Same with Lydian. There are also no wrong notes in Lydian. All of them work.
Which part of Billie Jean?
The whole song.
Oh, shit.
From Michael Jackson.
I don't remember the.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Something like that. I don't know.
What?
Aeolian is also kind of hard. It's kind of like, I don't know. You can read that.
What does borrowed harmony mean?
Like, you kind of rarely hear things that are in the Aeolian mode. Normally, because it's just the natural minor, so normally you'll hear tonal minor things. You'll hear, but that's kind of impossible in an Aeolian.
Okay.
So it'll usually be a minor song that borrows chords from the Aeolian mode that don't exist in the minor chord.
Okay.
For example, this here, if we're in C minor, in tonality, I didn't go through the minor shit because that would take us a whole presentation, but there's the harmonic minor, right? So even though technically the chord, like the key signature says that you have a B flat, anytime you play a G chord, you're going to play it with a B natural because you want the leading tone because of tonality. You want this, you want,
Right.
but if it was natural, it would be, and that kind of takes away the bite, I guess.
Right.
But if it was natural, that would be the Aeolian resolution. there are all these chords in the like C Aeolian. There are all these chords with B flat in them that sound good and would sound good to borrow them and include them in your tonal minor stuff. So like this resolution, which you've definitely heard before, that comes from Aeolian.
Okay.
But you would probably hear it in a tonal piece that's like it's a borrowed moment of Aeolian harmony.
Okay. Okay, got it. You just chuck it in there.
Yeah, and then you could also just have like Running Away by Roy Ayers is a club tune. That's like, here, I can just pull it up real quick. It's like strictly in Aeolian, but that's because it's just a bunch of ostinatos, or it's just a bunch of lines that repeat. Yeah, so it's in E Aeolian, E flat Aeolian. Just that over and over again. Oops, you know when you accidentally open Pro Tools and your computer's about to crash? Alright. Phrygian! So this one...
This is so fire.
Yeah, so this one, like people often use it to sound like Egyptian or whatever.
Evil hair.
It's well, you're using modal like a borrowed chord from Phrygian. I actually don't know if it's. I put a question mark because I can't remember it's the end of Angel Hair, but it's when we're singing New Jersey.
Yeah. That's Angel Hair.
So like that's the. Let me not do jazz. Like that's like. This flat 2 chord is from Phrygian. I don't know if that's how the end of Angel Hair goes, but I'm pretty sure. To New Jersey.
It's an E and then an A minor. Yeah. Okay.
I don't think that's the end of New Jersey, of Angel Hair.
Then we'll never. You don't have to worry about the end of New Jersey.
Because that's just tonal. And it doesn't sound tonal.
To New Jersey.
No, it's an A. So it's to New Jersey.
So it's an A minor, then it's like two. So it's A minor E. A minor E.
Oh. It's F major than E.
Yeah, there you go.
Or Mel is playing an F, and
Yeah,
if
Mel's
you're playing A minor, then it's actually
Yeah, there you go.
F major 7, which is even more frequent.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's just evil.
Well, I don't know. It can sound kind of dark.
Yeah.
And sour with this flat 2.
So right now, every time you got an example, you've been staying in C. Like you haven't shifted our chord.
No, I have. I've been going around to different
Oh, okay.
keys.
Okay, got it.
I've been giving you an example low-key in a different key every time.
No. I mean when you for each example. For each example, you're staying in C. Or for each example, you're staying in whatever key. Like.
I gotta be honest, I'm not.
Okay.
Right now, this is E Phrygian.
Okay.
And like here would be G Phrygian.
Right. Got it. I thought Infinite Rock was a band.
But yeah, it's in that. He uses melodically in that song, Lil Nas X song. There's the Hades theme. I don't know. Something like that. And then.
Put on animations the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your favorite one?
Yeah, what's your favorite?
And there's Locrian. It's yeah.
It's like anything else you teach them up in personal life.
Yeah, it's just
No.
you can never get the tonic of Locrian to sound like a tonic. Like, because it's a diminished chord. That would be the root chord for Locrian. And it just doesn't sound stable. It always sounds like, I don't know, like, I think the strongest resolution you could probably get would be something like. And even then, it still sounds like you want it, like, it immediately just sounds like, anytime you hear a chord that isn't this one, it just sounds like you're going to a different tonal key.
Right.
Like okay, let me try another chord that is in Locrian. Okay, immediately we are in C major.
Right.
Like, I don't know. It's really hard to use, and there are no ideas, I think, that you could get across with it. But it's important to know because when you're thinking in modes, you will actually use it scalar-wise while soloing.
Okay.
Like, when you're improvising. So, over this chord, so like over 2-5-1 in a minor key, this 2, you could use the 2 minor 7 flat 5. You can use like the Locrian on it. And then switch to a different for the next one, and then back to whatever. So the reason why I'm teaching all of these modes is because we need to be able to play them on our instruments and switch between them flawlessly in order to solo.
Okay.
Caleb, which one is your favorite?
I don't know. Probably Dorian,
Why?
because it's fun.
Neutral, colorful, cool.
It's really colorful. It's neutral. Like, it's just so easy to use in film scoring.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's fierce.
Yeah, that's alien. Fear. Like, I there's like an anger, I think, in this one.
This is my
Whereas
favorite.
this one has kind of a
Phrygian. I like Phrygian.
Phrygian.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
Seems like a good personality quiz.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't judge it.
Okay.
I must
So
have
now-
added
True.
Which one you use is informed by the chord symbol. So whenever you see, like, if you see a C chord, I don't want you guys to think, okay, I'm going to play C major here. I want you guys to think, okay, I have options now. I have C mixo, I have C Lydian, I have C Ionian.
Okay.
Right? Because C major doesn't work, or like the just whatever the tonic tonal major root would be for that chord won't always work. So for example, on Nora's in G, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
So because the key is G, you know you can use G Ionian when you're soloing over the G chord. But when you get to the C chord, what do you play? Like, do you just play C major? Like, that could kind of work. I think the F would kind of be a little awkward, especially coming from G. just use C Ionian. So you can't just use C major. So then, what are your other options? You have C Lydian, right? That makes the F. C Lydian is in the key of G. So that should probably work just fine. Then to the C chord. Then back to G. That sounds like maybe a bit, I mean it works, but it sounds like...
It's a bit melodramatic.
Yeah, that's the perfect word. So then, okay, you have another major...
Mixo?
Mixo. So, I'm going to call it, I'm going to say we're going to use... Yeah, we're going to use Mixo on it. Then... So Mixo is a better option.
Huh.
I think that's what I've been doing, but I didn't know what it was called.
Yeah. Exactly. But now you know, and so now you know, okay, when I'm playing a like folk tune kind of, and we hit the 4 chord, I'm probably gonna add that B flat in there. And I'm not just gonna play what's in the key. So
And then how about when we go to the F?
the system may sound complicated for this sort of simple harmony,
Right.
but when we have more chords in a song,
Yeah.
it becomes a lot more useful. And when you can recognize, like, so like if I'm playing jazz, for example, like I can think, okay, for this first part, I'm going to play an Aeolian because all the chords are in that. Then I'm going to switch to like a different mode and sort of get that character.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like, because the scale you're playing comes from the chord you're hearing, which is kind of not how we've been soloing so far. And if you know all the modes, then you can smoothly switch to the right scale when the chord changes. Because right now we just kind of, like, we solo in the scale that we solo in the key with the scale that the song is in, and then if we're feeling fancy, we'll throw in some
Like blues. Yeah.
blues stuff, but we don't really know where that's coming from either,
Okay.
and we don't know when to use it.
Right.
So, yeah. Trying to think of a way to demonstrate this. Yeah, that's the story. There's Locrian. Okay. Now I want you guys to prove to me that you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I forgot to bring the staff paper, but I want you guys to give me all 6 of these major and minor chords, scales written out, and then pick 4 of these, and you can't do the same.
Okay.
You guys can do the same ones as each other, but you can't. Like if you pick a Lydian, you can't pick Lydian twice.
Okay. So, is it just those 6 notes for each one? For the mode?
Well, there's
that's
7. There's the root, which I just didn't.
There's the root and then those 6 notes.
Yeah, and then those 6
And that's the
notes,
whole
and
note.
all of these are also like these intervals
Yeah.
are in relation to that root.
And are you playing outside of those notes? Those are just what you're emphasizing, or
No. Those are the notes of the scale.
that's the whole scale. It's just a 7-note scale
Yeah,
for each mode.
for each mode. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, let me grab some paper. Oh, this is perfect. I just made scrap paper.
Oh, this is perfect. Stan, still taking that call?
It's probably Kel.
Oh,
Oh, I only included 1 Locrian in there.
no
Flop.
worries.
I meant to include 2 of everything.
I got anyone some water?
If we don't have paper,
Well, he just
we
brought.
play it. Oh, paper.
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 Tara, could I get some paper?
Alright.
This is the biggest
Paper.
piece. This is fun. Can I write on this?
And another example of modal interchange is also in Nora too.
Yeah.
So because these are different, there's so much to talk about.
Man, let us do our assignment.
Yeah, do your assignment,
Can I get a pencil?
Yeah.
Thank you.
and I will check them. I will check them as you guys finish them.
Remind me the assignment.
So you're gonna do all 6 of these,
Okay.
and then you're gonna pick 4 of these,
And write out the scale.
and write out the scale. But you can't do the same mode twice.
Okay.
So like if
If I need office hours.
sure.
Can I just write it out as the letters and not honest?
No.
Yeah.
No, she needs practice.
But I don't. Okay, then I need a key.
No, you don't.
Like a keyboard?
No, like to reference so that I know where the notes are. I don't
Oh, like a staff?
Oh, yeah.
Is the
Yeah, either you draw
Alright,
it,
just say the notes.
you gotta draw it, or you can just
That-
write out the note names.
That's your homework.
I'm curious what the Nora change you're talking about is. Is it the F? No.
Oh, the modal interchange?
Is it? Did it become
Low-key,
like
every
mixolydian?
note, every chord in Nora except for the tonic chord, except for G, is coming from a different mode.
Yes. Is the F like the mixolydian maybe? Of like the G?
Yes.
P?
Yes. F is in
P4.
fact,
I forget
yes, from G mixolydian. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
That's just a fifth.
Especially because
Because there's no major or minor fifth, right?
Right.
It's just the fifth.
Because
Otherwise,
I
it's
think
augmented.
that-
Right. And then
Yeah.
the number.
And then the
that's
yeah.
what we call the perfect fifth.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
said. Yeah. So it's P5 is perfect fifth,
Right.
P4 is perfect fourth, versus
Is that what the first one's supposed to be?
the Lydian.
That's sharp
That's
four.
the sharp four.
Oh.
Yeah, so you raise it up by 1
Alright,
half step.
so C major,
Okay.
C major
Oh, yeah.
Lydian.
Yeah, and
This
Nora,
is all completely
especially because the
different.
melody is.
You know, I mean, now it's back. But I mean, like, when I learned it the first time, it had completely left for years.
Oh.
And now it's back.
I
Yeah.
don't know the trouble thing.
Karen, there's more cheese and crackers in the fridge.
Oh, it's not to the
Yeah, this is C.
C. The one below and the one below.
Yeah, that's mixolydian because it's an F major 7.
And is the C that you're playing? I'm trying to figure out what that would be.
C
Oh,
C is also from G mixo. I mean C that's C mixo.
I was gonna say, there's nothing for G that I can think of that has the
Major
minor
third.
third and a minor seventh, but no minor sixth.
That would be Dorian.
Minor third.
Wait. I'm in like a minor third and a minor sixth, but no
No minor 7.
Oh,
minor
interesting.
seven.
That would be a tonal. That'd be harmonic minor, which is from the tonal system. I didn't go over
Oh,
tonal
okay.
minor stuff,
Yeah.
but minor keys are basically like why we call it the tonal system because they have to break
C4.
the modal rules in order to make tonality happen.
Is that what that C with the B flat
Sharp fourth.
Yeah,
Would be-
exactly.
to
So,
the G?
Well, to the G, I think. Well, this one's kind of hard because I do think the 4 chord it is modal interchange, but these are also only the basic modes, and when you start thinking in modes like this, then you can get to the advanced mode. Like you can start thinking of the blues scale as a mode, or
Whoa.
like
The
It-
blue scale is a
Yeah.
The
mode.
first,
yeah.
So like, let's say you're doing Lydian to
Lydian
mode
for
is
C
it?
major.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is
Hmm?
What
major
mode is it?
second?
Blues.
Yeah.
The
So
blue
do I
is a
do
mode?
the-
Okay,
yeah.
I
Like
see.
if you start thinking like
Yeah.
modally,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Blues
So that would be
mode
like
activated.
these
So
are the
that's the
traditional
second and the
modes
second
that
Right,
were
yes,
invented
that's
in
the
Europe,
second, right.
however
The
many.
third would be E.
however-
Right, so
yeah.
that is
It's
correct.
a
'cause we
trillion
also
years
put
ago.
it-
Okay, I'm doing right now. I'm doing the
The
friggin' G.
dinosaurs.
Okay,
invented
got it.
So I'm doing G,
And then we
the
have
minor
these things
second
called
from G.
synthetic
And then, yeah,
modes.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
which we sort of
See, Lydian's not moving.
Yeah, everything is synthetic in music, so I don't know why they call these synthetic modes, but they're just not these ones.
Smoking
And then-
that synthetic mode. Oops.
And
I thought we had to do the C major Lydian, F major Lydian, A flat major Lydian. No.
No.
C
Oh,
major,
it's just
F
fucking
major, A-
scales.
Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck me. Alright, well,
I do have to go.
okay.
I have to record piano on
For
a
who?
song for Anna Girl.
That's exciting.
All right. See ya.
See you, turn.
Alright,
I have a
thank
question.
You. This is very.
Is it like, okay, minor second? I'm doing the Phrygian G.
Okay.
It'll be
we're gonna
minor
drop the
second
slideshow,
based
don't
on
worry.
G, right? And
Yeah,
then the minor
G
third.
is the root. Yeah.
So I'm doing the minor third based on G, not based on the minor second. note.
Yeah, because
Okay.
intervals are measured from the root.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See ya, Taryn.
Bye.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, my shit's about to die.
F major. Do you want to plug it in?
Yeah.
You can grab a charger from my laptop from my room. F major is the B flat, right?
What?
F major is the B flat.
Yeah, it has the B flat. Yeah. There's a switch charger here. That's what my computer likes.
That's what it's used to.
It's like when you can't give your cat the nice cat food,
Yeah.
because otherwise they'll only eat the nice cat food.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't use this charger. I gotta use the switch one.
A flat is A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G.
D flat.
A flat. Okay. A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G.
Yep.
Okay, is that right? I feel like it's wrong. So like, are these flats for the notes before them? Sorry, after. Is this supposed to be before? It's
Like,
sorry,
is this B flat or B natural?
flat?
Okay, yeah. You want to put the flats before the
Okay.
note.
Oh, I forgot about
But
that.
otherwise, oh wait, no, yeah, this is wrong.
Caleb, what do we do to change the major scale to a minor scale? You lower the third and the seventh?
Lower the third, the seventh, and the sixth.
The seventh and the sixth. Okay.
So wait, so what's the difference between a major second and a minor second?
This is a minor second. This is a major second. So like, to make you lower things by a half step,
Okay.
right? So if
Okay,
if
okay.
if you had like a major second, yeah.
Wait, for the first six, did you want us to write out the
This is wrong.
scales? Because I just wrote the triads.
Whatever.
You want the-
I mean, I want you guys to write up the
Yeah,
scales.
Okay.
Okay.
that's fine.
But I mean,
So-
like, if you're comfortable,
so
I was just doing
if we're
that
in-
to
if
make
we're
sure.
in G, right. So like let's our G scale is, or okay, when we do a Phrygian of a key, we're just doing the major modes right now, right?
No, Phrygian is minor.
Phrygian is minor.
mode.
Which is can you remind me which are the three of which?
So these three are major.
Those three are
These
major.
three are minor.
Okay.
And Locrian.
Fuck it.
Fuck
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so of the G scale. Okay, so first let's write out the G minor scale right here. So that's is that not the way you wanted to do it?
No, I just don't. I don't know.
Well, let's talk through it, right? So that starts with G, we know that, and then our normal second, our major second, so then A,
Yeah.
and then flat third, so that's going to be.
Are you guys doing Phrygian?
We're writing out just the G minor.
Oh, okay. G
So
minor.
then B flat, because that's the flat third, and then perfect fourth, so C. Perfect fifth, D. Flat sixth, so E flat,
Mhm.
right? E flat, and then flat seventh, so F flat. Sorry,
F natural.
F natural. Sorry,
Yeah.
It would be because right. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Because the G major scale has an F sharp.
I see.
Right. So then we'll take this. So from here, this is our G minor scale. Our Phrygian in G is going to be taking these notes and applying these transformations to them.
I see.
So G minor.
But there's 7 now.
When we're writing these
Yeah.
mode scales, like A flat
So,
Ionian
here's
starts
G
on
minor.
A flat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
G Phrygian. Let me like this at 1, 2. G Phrygian is going to be the minor second of G. So that's going to be what?
D flat.
So our second.
I'm sorry, A flat.
Yeah, A flat. So A flat, minor third. So if G minor already has a minor third,
Yeah.
We're
These aren't the transformations. These are just the intervals.
these are the intervals. Okay.
So-
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
From
so like
G.
yeah.
From G. Okay. So our minor third is the same minor third that we already have.
Yeah. But you could think of it, I like the idea of thinking of it as transformations from the major or minor scale.
Right.
Because then you could think of it as, like, Phrygian would just be G minor with an A flat and... Fuck. A flat and a...
So
Loki, what is G Phrygian? Oh, it would just be G minor, yeah, with an A flat. I don't know why I was...
So we have our minor second, and then same thing, minor third here,
Mm-hmm.
and then same thing with our perfect fourth and our perfect fifth. G to D fifth. Minor sixth is going to be. So if you look at this, what's our perfect fourth?
I forgot my shoes.
Is that Kel?
Barefoot on the street?
Is that Kel? Fuck you!
Hey, what the fuck?
Wait, we want to say hi to Kel. What the fuck?
Do you want to say hi?
Wait,
I
only
should
have...
go find
Obviously,
Fuck,
we
say hi
fucking
to-
want to say hi to
I'm
Kel.
sorry.
Just me.
No, just Caleb. Just Caleb.
Who wants to
Hi,
talk?
Kel.
Before I have
What's
to go
up,
first.
Cal?
Say
Oh,
your hellos.
Wait.
What?
Socks.
Who's the other person?
Hi,
Oh,
Cal.
no.
Alex, we were in the middle of a conversation, but I needed my shoes.
Hi, Cal.
Hi, Kel.
Hello.
Hi, Kel.
Okay.
I've seen someone
Bye,
share a
sorry.
person last.
Data improved.
God, what a dick. Okay. What's our perfect fourth in the G scale?
D? No.
Close.
So G, A, B, yeah, C. Right. And then our perfect fifth. Yeah. And then minor sixth. So, yeah. Yeah. And then minor seventh, which is the same thing we got here. So you'll see that the only difference between G minor and G Phrygian is just we have a flat second.
Exactly.
Do you
Or
not start
minor
on
second.
D?
Well, yeah, you can add that in there. That's a given, I guess.
Okay.
Right. Oh, are all scales only 7 notes?
Yeah.
I'm fucking
Well, not
stupid.
all
My bad.
scales. There are 8-note scales, and the
Right.
blues scale is 6 notes.
Right, but
and-
but yeah, right, but
like, yeah.
Well, most of what we think. Sorry, for a second I was like, why doesn't it have all 12 notes? In it? That's it. all
I'm sure
notes.
there's a scale with all 12 notes.
Yeah, the chromatic.
Yeah, I guess yeah, chromatic scale.
That's funny.
But I'm trying to. Is there like a way you could organize all 12 notes pleasingly? Probably not.
Not over 1 octave. 'Cause
I
it's
do
too
it on my
long.
guitar.
I mean, not over 1
I
octave.
do it on my
but a lot of
guitar at
scales
flag
are.
bass
I guess
shows.
yeah, most yeah. No, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
This-
that's like
yeah,
micro
there's-
total shit. That's
Yeah.
like infinite tones.
Infinite
There's ways to stack 12 notes. All of the notes that sounds pleasing.
Ooh.
I don't know about pleasing.
That was very.
I mean, that
pleasing to
sounds a
me.
lot better than.
That's true.
Like-
That's true. That's very true.
I think it sounds pretty pleasing. It sounds interesting.
Holy shit.
I've definitely used it before.
Here, Kayla, check this.
Yeah, can you check mine?
Yeah, she wrote out the melanin scale.
The melanin scale. Facts. F major. Yup. G minor. Yep, that looks like G minor to me. Yeah.
He's the cool teacher.
C locrian, C B flat, E flat.
You're giving away the answers.
D flat. E flat. F.
Okay, there's some trouble here.
Okay, which one?
On C locrian.
Okay, got it. I didn't have time to check my
C
answers.
locrian
I was gonna check.
would
I was
be
about to check
C,
my
D
answers.
flat, E flat, F,
Mhm.
G flat,
Mhm.
A flat,
Mhm.
B flat.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So what the fuck did you say then?
What did I say?
She went F sharp G A B,
F.
which is the same.
Oh,
It was correct. It's just you need to flat all of them.
Was I looking at Lydian?
I looked at the wrong
Halfway
one and had
through.
to go back.
Because when I
also.
was doing Lydian at the end, I was like, I feel like I did this already, but it doesn't.
Oh, that's funny,
It's
'cause you're-
supposed
okay.
to.
G Phrygian. Yep, that's perfect. F Lydian, perfect. A flat Ionian. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, your
only
homework
problem
is your homework
It's
is
to
it's
make it onto
to rate
scales,
these
yeah,
on
the
sheet
scales
music.
for sheet music,
Yeah.
okay.
Can you check Aki and I did G minor and then G Phrygian?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. That's right.
Can you check mine?
Yeah.
I did it all by myself.
I don't know.
Good F Lydian.
See, the thing is,
Oh,
this
this guy
mom,
will-
like,
okay, this guy's
necessitates
writing
me
in the
knowing
key
my
signatures.
scales.
I
to check
figured
out.
that's like the.
I hate to tell you what the point of this whole thing
I
is.
wanted to test
There
that.
are different opinions on how you would actually write out modes.
Give me
Interesting.
this right.
The
Tell me where C is again. Is it C here?
there are two
Is
leading
it or-
opinions. For minor modes, you use the
Yeah,
normal
you
minor
mentioned
key
so.
signature
Mm-hmm.
and then put in the naturals or whatever you need to do. And the same for major modes.
Yeah.
And then there's
But I wasn't sure if I
Putting in,
originally like I
like,
wanted
the
to be
actual
smaller than each
mode
line,
key
so then I
signature.
just
Oh.
so like if it was E
so
Dorian,
C is here.
you would put in
C
D major
is
but
the
say
Right.
E Dorian,
Interesting.
which is what I believe in, but everyone
That
hates
makes
that.
that.
I
does
like
make
that. I think it
sense.
makes it because then no one has to. You don't have to read. But then people are like, yeah, but I see that I instantly think E major, and I'm like, that's your problem. Like, I don't know, but and then there's the third one, which I think is the most common, actually, which is just open key signature, and you write in all the sharps and flats.
What's the B again?
Okay, E Dorian is right.
Flat.
B mixo,
Oh,
perfect.
And what's the difference between B5
G flat, G
and like
Phrygian.
an M5, lowercase minor?
You did
Because
harmonic
there's
Phrygian.
technically no
Oh,
such
wait,
thing.
what?
You added the F sharp,
As
you added the
in-
leading tone.
The like flat
Oh,
5 is
oh,
just how
yes,
we
I
refer to
see,
minor
yeah.
5. It's just faster to say.
Harmonic Phrygian.
Yeah,
That's that shit.
which is
Oh wait, sorry, I meant to write in the natural. I meant for that to be a natural. Otherwise, because I had already written the key signature.
Oh, I
so
see,
I
yeah,
would've
yeah,
done the sharp
Okay,
again.
I don't want to go like outside. Oh, that's why I can.
L
see
starting to
down
get woozy.
here.
Sorry.
This one's also C. Like
Looking
there was
at-
like a line
Yeah,
here.
there's a line there. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. That's helpful.
All right.
so. Once you guys are done with that,
Yeah. Wait. Keep us moving.
well, this is
Do we have more
all I want to do
exercises?
today.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Perfect.
And I want you guys to go home with some exercises
Okay.
to play on your instruments.
I can't.
Oh,
wait to,
yes.
I can't wait to go home.
So I'm just gonna make the list and describe to you the exercises as I do them. How do I get out of this? Dude. We should have never let the fascists make the tech. Oh my god, this shit sucks. Okay. So here, I don't need a slide. Let me explain what we're gonna do.
Caleb, you make
So-
Apple Music look cool.
What?
Is this
Thank
the,
you.
Is this the
I
C
appreciate it.
loop?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Okay. So, what are the most common key signatures we use? We use C, A,
I'd say C,
C,
E, and G.
E, and G.
And
Yeah.
D.
Do we use D?
Do we use D?
What's in D?
Tennessee politics / Egyptian gold bars.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ball sack is like low key in
Ball
A
sack's,
or
yeah.
some shit.
Ball sack's low
No,
key
ball sack's
in D.
isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do C, D.
And E.
In E. Let's do C, D, and E.
Let's do C, D, and. Are we in A more often than E? I'm
We're
trying to
gonna-
think of
we're-
what's.
I'm trying
We're
to-
gonna we're gonna go through all 12 keys eventually.
Let's do C, D,
But,
and E. I
yeah,
can't
let's
think of, I
start-
can't think of anything in A.
Really? Okay.
Is
I feel like
No,
I have to
I
play.
think
I
it's
feel like
in
we have to
E,
play in
right?
F sharp all the
Yeah.
time.
F sharp.
but
That's
I-
that.
Well, F sharp for us is your A, and I feel like we're in
Right.
that all the time.
we do play that a lot. But none of the songs like you're never.
It's a
playing-
lot of songs in E that have an A in them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or
Okay.
E and D both have that
Yeah.
a lot.
Okay. So.
What key is Angel Hair in?
E.
Okay. So we'll do E, E, D, and C. Let me have this shit be normal. Okay. So in the keys of C, D, and A, we're gonna practice scales in our free time at home for 30 minutes a day.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
guys. 30
30
minutes a day.
John, you gotta come
Alright.
over here. Join the world of living.
Oh good. There's a spot.
Okay. So first, you're gonna play the scale as it is.
Okay.
You're gonna play it in your full capable range on your instrument.
Okay.
So for us, if we're playing concert C, we would start, I guess,
Middle A.
on the middle A,
That's
go
just-
all the way up to F sharp,
Oh okay.
down to B,
Oh.
and then back to A.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
In the scale.
Yeah, in the scale.
Okay.
And you guys are all going to do that on your instrument. So you're going to start on the lowest concert C that you can play,
Okay.
go to the highest note
In the scale.
in the scale that you can
Okay.
play, and then down to the lowest note in the scale that you can play, and then
Yeah.
back up to the C.
Got it.
So let me write that out. Start on lowest note of scale up to the highest note you can play in the scale, and back down to the lowest and back up to the root. Okay, so that's the first exercise.
Right.
You guys are gonna play that for keys C, D, and E. Concert C, D, and E. We're the only ones who have to transpose, actually, so I don't know why I'm like stressing that.
So self-centered.
Yeah, I know. And then, so yeah, that's the first one.
Of just the regular CD.
Yeah, regular C, D, E. Then you're going to do the same thing for these modes. So the major modes, not the major modes, the modes of C, which I told you guys not to think about it like this. But for C, so you're going to do this for C Ionian, D Dorian, E Phrygian, F Lydian, etc. You're going to go through all the modes.
What do you mean, etc.?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Let me write one out there.
So what this means is like D Dorian is all the notes of the C major scale.
Yeah,
but you go
so
from D
all
to
of
D.
these will have the same notes as the C major scale.
What?
Um,
You're just gonna drop that bomb on us?
I I
dropped it earlier,
yeah.
but then buried it.
I dropped it earlier, but then told you guys not to
It was
think
an
about
unexploded
it like
ordnance.
That's such a buried lead.
this. No, I think didn't I literally say that, like in the first slide about modes? Yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
But
Oh.
so like while you practice it, it's fine to think about it like this, but it'll get confusing in the future if people are talking about E Phrygian and your mind instantly goes to C major.
Right.
So.
Oh my god.
So you're gonna do that for that. Same thing goes for D. So you're gonna do D Ionian, E Dorian, E Phrygian.
You mean
sorry,
F-
I'm a bitch ass liar. F Phrygian. I'm also still a bitch ass liar. F sharp Phrygian. G Phrygian. G Lydian. A Mixo. B fucking Aeolian. C sharp Locrian. And all of those, it's just the D major scale, right? Then
Okay.
same thing for E.
Right.
So you're gonna start on the lowest note, up to the highest, down to the lowest, back to the root.
Can you write them out for E as well? I'm sorry.
No.
F, F, F Dorian. No, F sharp Dorian.
Yeah.
Money.
E Phrygian.
Money.
A
Yup.
Lydian.
Money.
Holy shit! Hold on, slow down.
Is it B? No.
G sharp Phrygian.
B mixo. I was thinking of this natural or sharp.
Oh, hello.
Wait, you said
You're here.
B.
Welcome to
No.
class.
Oh, wait,
You here,
Lydian.
you here to get educated?
B mixo.
Do
Yeah,
you know
you got
your
it.
modes?
C Aeolian.
C sharp
Oh,
Aeolian.
yeah.
Okay. D Ionian.
D sharp Ionian.
Oh.
No, D sharp Locrian.
Every time.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Look at the cartoon on the door.
Okay.
Where? Where there?
Exercise 1.
Yeah. I actually need to get back in shape or something.
Today,
That was brutal.
you should just do it every day like I do.
Yeah, why don't I just do that every day?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay.
Today's presentation day at Sweetums Scale has been educating us on the culture.
On the culture?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right.
You know, the general
Okay.
nature of it.
Yeah. It's messed up.
So then the second exercise is going to be a lot harder than the
Awesome.
first one. I'm just playing the scales.
Okay.
You'd think it wouldn't be, but it is.
Okay.
So instead of just playing it, we're going to go.
Oh, we did an exercise like this in high school band. We
Yeah.
call it.
But it's low-key really
We call it
difficult for the full
skips.
range of your instrument.
Yes.
And then turning around at the top. My professor had me learn this like whole turnaround, but I think I'm just gonna have you guys reach the top note, stop, then start on the top note.
Okay.
and go
What? How
down.
does the turnaround go?
It's like
Sorry.
Whoa.
something like that. Yeah, it was on sax, but you're not doing that. What you guys are gonna do is
Damn straight we're not.
Okay.
Got it.
but like the whole range of your
Got it.
instrument, or your whole playable range. I'm not
Got
gonna say the whole range of the instrument because
Yeah.
there are low-key notes above the F sharp that we
I
can't
can't
play.
even, wait, can your saxophone play F sharp?
Yeah.
Mine can't.
Oh, it can't.
It doesn't have the button.
Damn, they actually have.
No.
That's crazy.
If we're doing like a D scale, do you want us to do the lowest note, like below that we can play below D that's on the scale, or just go to the lowest D?
So you start on the lowest D,
Uh-huh.
you go up to the highest note that you can play within the scale, and then
Okay.
go down below the D
Gotcha.
to
And
the
then-
lowest
and then
note
back
within
up
the
to the D.
scale, and then back up to the D.
Damn, we have it easy compared to the string instruments. Our range is.
Yeah, I'm thinking about how I'm
Yeah.
gonna figure this.
Yeah, because this is definitely the way I'm saying highest and lowest is definitely a horn exercise.
Yeah.
Because I don't know scales on guitar, like because there are like many different ways you can play the same note too.
Right.
Yeah. I'm well that's gonna be its own exercise.
But I mean, I know for a fact that the guitar students were still doing these scales and
Right.
then thirds.
Right.
No homework.
And then also everyone, we have to practice the chromatic scale. Chromatic scale.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Start on the lowest, up to the highest, back down to the lowest, and then also
Can we?
in thirds.
Aki and I are just gonna go.
Wait, can you?
I'm just gonna go.
Isn't there something?
And you're gonna okay, and that's
Yes.
that's it for the and then arpeggios. Arpeggios.
Let's start bringing my trumpet up.
Okay, so these are the 3 exercises that you guys are gonna do for homework.
What do you mean by arpeggios?
You're just gonna go the full range of your instrument, starting like so. For example, if we're gonna do arpeggio, it's just gonna be the C arpeggio, for example. If
Which
you're
is just
practicing
a
the
C
C
major.
scale. So yeah, for us, we start on A, go up all the way to E, then down to E again, C sharp, and back to A for us. But I don't know what high
This
or
is
low.
C major scale?
That's the C major scale. For
Caleb
you
was
guys,
saying
I was saying it, I was
transposition
translating
for
it for us.
Okay,
but,
so can you play it for us?
well, I don't know where the C lies on your instrument. Or I guess it would just be so the lowest note for you, yeah, I guess would be the E below the C. So you would start on the C, go up to wherever
How are
it
you
ends.
choosing what notes you're playing?
Oh, I'm just playing a C major arpeggio.
Which is what?
C. It's just a C chord broken.
Okay.
First, third,
C.
second.
Yeah, it's first.
1,
third,
3,
fourth.
5. Okay.
And so yeah, you go up, and then I guess for you it would be down here, and then back to the
Got
C.
it.
But I guess you would start on the C.
Okay. So we're just playing up the scale.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
playing the
whatever.
scale, but it's this is just this is all just the scale. Yeah.
For the what are those called? Not the fancy. What are the fancy ones have the word?
The
modes.
modes.
The
Yeah.
modes, excuse me. The modes were just practicing the scale normally in those modes.
No, you're also gonna do the thirds and the arpeggios.
Oh.
Don't.
And
Okay.
I'm just asking 30 minutes a day.
This is gonna take me an hour.
Well, you don't have to like do it right. You know what I mean? Like you just
Right.
do it for 30 minutes,
Right.
and then you'll do it more
Okay.
right the next day for 30 minutes.
Okay.
Right.
Will I
That's
still
right.
get credit if I do this on an instrument that's not the saxophone?
No, you have to do it on the instrument you're gonna solo on.
Okay.
Can I do it on my harp?
Are
You're a
you-
harp.
Are you gonna
You
solo
have a
on the
harp?
harp?
Yeah. Oh, I meant the.
Oh. Callie, did you hear that?
Harmonica's not allowed. It doesn't have all the notes.
Yeah, that's true. There are some chromatic harmonicas though.
Really?
They're all-
That
Yeah,
sounds awful.
they're crazy.
Um,
Can I do it on my chromatic harmonica?
No one tells
If
us
you
to.
can,
Yeah.
yes.
If you can, you only have to do it 10 minutes.
If you can, you will have to play harmonica for
Yeah,
us.
that's
from
true.
Now on. Like,
That's true.
No, but what if we do that trombone?
The illustrious 12th member.
well, because it's not about knowing the concept; it's about actually being able to execute them.
Oh!
Like, because that's like I know a bunch of these shits on piano.
Right.
I low-key know all the I'm able to execute these things on sax, but I know them on piano, but I can't. I honestly don't think I've delivered a single convincing piano solo.
Right.
Wow.
Sorry.
Okay.
I don't know. Like especially compared to like Terran solos,
Yeah.
like I may be
Yeah,
able
you're
to
dumb
incorporate
shit.
like more far out ideas or whatever, but
Right.
Terran solos are like good.
They sound better.
Yeah, like
Right.
like
and that's
they're
what matters.
because Terran fucking plays piano all the time.
Right.
There we go. Yeah, those are the exercises. So
Cool.
these are the
Bro.
scales.
This is cool. Now I'm gonna learn what notes I'm playing at each position on my trombone.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So yeah, over here I've listed all the scales you were gonna do.
This is second video. Oh, you can use the Curl Hall practice room.
It looks intimidating, but
Yeah,
remember
it's so
that all of these
Yeah.
scales have the same notes, so it's really only 3 scales you're learning.
Right.
Chromatic. You just want us to practice playing chromatic scale, or we?
Yeah.
Is there a chromatic arpeggio? No, don't
There
worry about
can't
it. There is
be.
not.
There can't be.
And there aren't chromatic modes either, are there?
No, but I'm just curious.
Chromatic
Wait,
arpeggios
what?
for saxophone.
I'm curious how they would, because there definitely is.
Turn that shit up.
Oh, no, he's just gonna go. I think so, because he's
Let's hear
saying
him
major
do it.
chords.
Yeah, wait, turn the volume up in YouTube. I want to hear this.
G major. G major.
There's so much reverb on this shit.
That was insane.
G, B,
This guy looks like.
Yeah,
It looks
gonna
like he
go
took some
chromatic.
pills to make him smarter that just like expanded his skull.
He was made by Yaku.
Oh, you know what? I guess, like,
Is it really
you
a
could,
Korean?
because a minor second is the same as a major seventh, this, I guess,
Okay.
would technically be the chromatic arpeggio. Fuck. Hold on. Would it be that? No, it would be this.
That's what we should have melodies doing too. So she can learn.
But yeah, there are no. I would just practice the chromatic scale, and the reason why I say that. Oops, I closed the.
It's like right under Sweetums chat is like Sweetums hate chat. Everyone but me.
Don't Swedish
Yeah.
Alright, everyone, synchronize your suicide watches.
So I'm
It's
screenshotting
Sunday.
this.
Text from Jackson.
I'm gonna
yo,
send it
fuck
to
you,
Mel.
Man, I hate you.
You guys hear that new demo where she said,
Shit's ass.
no response.
Maybe if we don't acknowledge it, we'll never have to play it.
I'm so proud of that one. That's what makes me so sad.
Caleb, can you also send the
Alright,
like
I have no
translations
clue
of
which
each
one you're
note?
referencing.
Phoenix Landing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's what we talked about in the Sweetums.
I'm gonna share the whole
The
presentation.
one that you listened to and just missed the point completely on.
The one that Aki is gonna play lead.
Yeah, I like that
Yeah.
lead guitar part. I just think that Aki should play both the cello part that I arranged for her and the lead guitar part simultaneously.
What if you make her do it and you don't play?
Yeah, fuck you.
I don't want to confuse them.
I like that Aki's name is uppercase and mine is lowercase.
I have that.
That's how it
frequency
goes.
in my
This is
phone.
for Aki, no one else worrying about that. That's really funny. Great.
But they can worry about it if they want to. But yeah, you guys understand the exercises?
Woo! Can you,
Do you understand the exercises?
can you give us an example of playing, alright, two requests. Number one, can you give us an example of like, something, bird, like a tonal solo versus a modal solo.
Yes.
Yeah, how would this translate?
Okay.
Yeah, right. Or like a song, like a modal song versus like a tonal song versus a modal song.
Okay, here we go. This is the best question in the world.
That's
Okay, I'm gonna give jazz
That I
examples.
tell my mom so.
So bebop is a very tonal form of jazz.
Okay.
I've been there.
Let's think about
I made
what's
the
a good
Gooning
example? Donnelly.
A guy with that mustache.
That's
Like, can I have the music at the same time? Let's
Yeah.
see. Yep. Okay. So this is bebop is very tonal. You can see, look how many fucking chords there are.
right.
I mean, they're like the same chords. Like it's basically just rhythm changes, but
Right.
they're
Jewish music, 5 views.
Hey, give it some time. Give it some time.
Eight views.
Yeah. So the harmony is very functional. Like it has all these dominant chords here that are serving a purpose, that are targeting. So like F7 is the dominant to B flat 7, which is the dominant for E flat 7, which is the 5 of A flat major, which we're in.
Okay.
So like, and then they go. So like, yeah, here's a subdominant chord, and even their lines. The lines are a little bit chromatic, like they're throwing in all these like sort of color tones.
Yeah.
But they're, you know, like the notes they land on, the powerful notes that they land on, are usually within the scale.
Of the A
Of-
flat major.
Not of A flat necessarily, but of the chord they're doing.
Okay.
And what makes it tonal, because in tonal music you have secondary dominant. I didn't go really in deep depth into tonal music at all.
Yeah.
So you have secondary dominants, which is what these are. This is the dominant of the key, and these are secondary dominants.
Okay.
Because they're dominants that have a tonal function.
Okay.
Like this B flat is targeting this E flat 7, and this F 7 is targeting this B flat 7, because in the key of B flat, F is the dominant, right?
Okay.
And in the key of E flat, it's B flat. But in modal music, you can have dominant chords that do not target stuff.
Okay. Can you give us an example of modal?
So, I will. Yeah, okay. I remember I was on another track that I lost.
Wait, I have yet another irrelevant question. Why are some of the chords notated differently? Like B flat 7, and then the next one is B flat negative 7.
That's minor 7.
Oh.
So B flat 7, B flat minor 7.
And major 7.
Yeah.
You can.
This is how I notate shit. This is how you guys should notate shit.
This is how I notate shit on the website. Well, I use the triangle.
Well, I mean, there's other ways to notate chord. Like sometimes people put a triangle 7 for major 7.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And sometimes don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
You gotta write Maj 7. And sometimes they literally write minor 7, or they put min 7.
Not just M7?
Or numbers.
So, yeah, sometimes they do just M7 too.
That's what I'm looking
Yeah.
at.
So the numbers in
Best teacher ever.
Like, I feel like this is the most rudimentary and basic thing.
No, I did not cover it at all. And that was like kind of what I wanted to do for the first part of the presentation, but I did not go into chord symbols at all.
Speedrun.
This is why I kind of talked about, speedrun. Okay, so when you see, so you remember how I talked about the intervals in the scale and like what order they are? Yeah, here. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Right.
So when you see a major 7, that's like the A flat chord plus the major 7. The major
7 note. Single.
Yeah, it's a major 7 note.
Okay.
And when you see major like this, the third is also major. So it's like it's honestly, I'm trying to create a system where there isn't, but it's kind of just memorization. So the major 7 means that there's a major 7 and the chord is major. The normal 7 means that it's a dominant chord. The 7th, the note itself, the 7th, is minor. It's a flat, like they make the 7th down 1.
But the third and whatever.
But the third still stays major. So if you see a major 7, you have a major 7 and a major third. If you see a 7, you have a major 7 and a major third and a minor 7.
Okay.
And when you see minor 7, you have a minor third and a minor 7. So major 7, 7, minor 7. And then
So
armed
the
with
third
that,
is always major unless it's a minor 7.
yeah,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Woo!
Yeah. So, and then and you see that the notes they're landing on in the melody are either like colored notes or in the chord. So this E flat is in an F7. I mean this is technically B7 flat 13. So it has an F sharp that he's landing. Yeah. So that's what makes it tonal. Now let's see something modal.
Wait, I have another silly question.
Yes.
Why are the 3 and the 7 like linked? Like.
Oh, why are they linked?
Yeah.
They are what determines the quality of a chord.
Okay, always.
Yeah, the 3rd and the 7th, or not. Yes, I say always. They're the most important notes for the functionality of a chord. So here's a C major 7. I'm just gonna have the root C, and then the major 3rd and the major 7th. And so if you know what notes those two are, you know the quality of the chord.
Okay. And is 7 the only number we're gonna see in this kind of chord format? Or like.
you will see 9, 11, and 13 as well. But
What's worse than 9/11?
the thing about like us as like horn players, we will not tend to see that very often. That's low-key information for the pianist.
Low-key, this is information for the pianist.
But like if you see the 9,
when your friend is oversharing.
like if you see ever like A major 9 or A major 13 or A13 or A9, it's every single note, like it's the A major 7, and then if it's A major 13, then you get to add the 9, the 11, and the 13. You add everything below
You're
it.
just making the fatter chord.
Yeah, basically. And you assume, like when you see, the most common I think we'll see is probably a dominant 13 chord, which is, like I play it very often. And when you see that, it means it has every, I want to like start this whole explanation over.
No, you've been making sense.
Yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah, okay. So like the chords themselves in jazz especially, we don't think of the 7th as an extension.
Yeah, well, because it's like this, it's part of the chord.
Yeah. So everything above that, the 9s and 11s or 13s are extensions.
Right.
And then when you see the number 13, you play every extension below it
Gotcha.
too.
Got it. Same with 9?
Yeah, same with 9, you play the major
Same
7.
with 11.
Same with 11, you'd play the 9th too.
Got it. Interesting. Okay.
But if you see add 9, usually in
Then you just
brackets,
add
or
the
add 11th or add 13, then you just add that note. You don't add the notes below it.
Okay, interesting.
Or change the 7th.
Yeah, or you don't even, unless it says major 7, then you
Add
don't
9.
even have the 7th. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So like if it was G add 9, that would be.
Okay. That's pretty good.
But if it was G9, like if you see just a 9, that means it's a dominant chord. If there's no major or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So now back to what makes something modal. Is that there usually won't be a lot of chord changes, and like each chord in tonal music kind of has its own character.
Right.
And like the keys you go to and stuff affect that character. So like here, for example, they go to the 4, but they prepare it with like a little like a tonal modulation, 2, 5, and D flat. Yeah, whatever. That's actually a moment of modal interchange, right here. This D flat minor 7. D is in the key. This is borrowed from another mode, but it resolves nicer. But anyway, like they prepare, this 4. They have like all these tonal things they do.
Think about Sneha.
I heard there was going to be an exit ticket assignment.
I'm afraid I have to
I'm
go.
waiting for the end of lesson performance.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, John.
Thank you for the lesson, Caleb.
See you Tuesday.
Bye. I don't want to show you guys so what. I don't like that one.
So what?
I'm trying to think of fucking what did I have listed? Let's see a good example of like a
You had
mode.
so what listed?
I did have so what listed.
Margola?
Because it's
Margola?
like B modal. Margola is not a good example. I mean it is, but it's a little confusing.
End of Angel,
Camellia?
Yeah, actually Chameleon is really good because the song itself, like the
Wait, you gotta get a live video.
the harmony itself I don't think is modal. But when they take solos over it, they usually play Dorian. Actually, no, that's not a good example. Because the bass line is chromatic. Well, I feel like it would be hard to it'd be hard to explain what I'm talking about without a transcription.
Okay.
Okay. So they're actually moving between 2 modes here.
Okay.
They're moving between B flat Dorian And
How can you tell? Just because of the notes played?
Yeah, because of the notes played and the chord symbols.
Okay.
Like, and like the context. For, like, I know that this is kind of, whoever made this is an approximation of what they're actually playing.
Okay.
And there's like kind of no easy way to describe modes with chord symbols because there aren't really like changes. Like I'm sure Herbie's not thinking I'm playing a scale for B flat minor 7 and now I'm playing a scale for D sus. I'm sure he's thinking, you know, and then D sus. Like modal music is easier and harder because everything works.
Yeah.
But because everything works, you have to figure out how to create tension and release in your solo yourself.
Cool.
And
the
way
chords aren't just doing it for you.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the way he's done it here is instead of just hammering on like, or like, you know, creating a sort of ethereal sort of Dorian sound, he's alternating between this sound and this sound. And so okay, he's playing really chromatically. That's Dorian. Like, so like here, for example, this line. E flat, D flat. That's, except for that little blues.
Right.
Everything there is in B flat Dorian. And he even ends it with the characteristic, like, natural 6 of Dorian. The G natural. Because G natural's not in B flat minor.
Okay.
It's in B flat Dorian.
It's in B flat Dorian. Okay.
So yeah. That's actually really interesting, this fucking line. Like, what the fuck? Like, so it's a D7 sus chord, or it's a D...
What's the sus chord?
It means that the third is instead a perfect fourth.
Okay, cool.
It comes from tonal music, because that would normally be a 4-3 suspension. It would go down to the third. It would be like... Like, yeah. But then one day we decided, like, we don't have to go down.
So
we can just go.
So tonal music isn't like, you know, like the Beatles. Tonal music is like you know, like big band. Like
The Beatles could be tonal music. Some of their stuff is tonal. Most of their stuff is probably tonal.
Really?
Yeah, I'd say so.
So tonal is not modal, right?
Tonal is not modal, yeah. Yeah.
Just
Holy fuck, look at my lab partner.
Yeah, tonal...
Cool, I'm glad we sorted that out.
Yeah, there are different ways. So modal music is a form of atonal music.
Okay.
Because it's not tonal.
Alright, could we try to find like a Beatles song that's each... Would that be crazy?
In each of their modes?
No. They're like one's that tonal, one that's tonal, one that's modal. Just to have like a direct comparison of one artist.
Sure. The thing about modal music is that there's rarely ever a song that's entirely modal.
Okay.
Like usually it's sections of a song.
Right, or like solos.
Yeah.
Wait, could you just give Sweetums examples?
Yeah, true.
There aren't many modal Sweetums examples.
Okay, but there should be more.
Perhaps... No.
My mom kept telling me that today.
Really? That's so
Could
cute.
be modal depending on how we don't treat it modally though.
Damn! Right, because John usually solos within the C.
Yeah, John usually solos in F, but I mean, even the chords, Terran comps is in F. But like, if in the actual ostinato, there is no E flat. So we could be like, this is a mixolydian if someone is hammering an E flat somewhere. Like so.
Why don't we do that? That sounds cool.
Yeah, because we'll... Han soloed with the E flat. That's one thing he learned today, is that he has options other than D major. He could play D Mixolydian, and it would sound really good.
Okay, so what makes Everybody Wants to Rule the World modal?
It's only the intro.
Okay.
It's only this part. The
Okay, would it be kind of crazy for me to make the loose assumption that modal music kind of feels like you're doing chord changes, but you're staying on the same route?
No, that's a very good way to think. Maybe not a good way to think of it, but it's a very apt analysis.
Okay.
Modal music is about the character of the mode itself.
Okay.
So, like, E Phrygian...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, there aren't really changes so much as you are in the mode.
Okay. Cool. Cause like that, like we're staying like boom, boom.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, sometimes there'll be root motion, but like you want.
Okay. Can I play an example? All right, you ready? Me, Aki, L, Mag 2. I want everyone to try to think of an example of what they think is a modal song.
Yes, everyone give me an example of what you think might be a modal
I'm
song.
so lost.
I think this is gonna be.
Inside out.
Thank you. I was a little lost.
Yeah, this is modal.
I'm trying
This is Ionian.
best to stay afloat.
Alright, like we're largely staying on this.
Yeah.
On this
I'll
D route.
sacrifice.
Well, and there's all these ostinatos to
Yeah.
listen to, and everybody has a different idea, but it all comes together to create this Ionian vibe.
Okay.
I don't think these guys are thinking about it like that. I think they are, but I think they're not at the same time.
Okay.
Or like, they learned this scale because it's the major scale.
Well, they all
They're
like
treating it this way because they're woke. And they created modal like how you came upon Ionian at the end of Market.
Right.
Like, but the way it's treated is exactly okay. We're in tonality now. That bass motion had functionality.
Right.
Like it gave us an A minor, it gave us a C or whatever.
Right. So okay. So that's what I mean about how like it's not entirely modal, but then you know like it'll move in and out of it.
Yeah. Ionian is kind of hard because it's definitely very modal. Oh, here's an example of a song that's entirely modal.
Okay.
Uh,
Do you guys got your examples?
No.
what's it called? It's from Zelda. The song,
Track X boner.
it's from fucking Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time water song, I don't know.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
The fuck? The fuck it was.
Serenade of Water, this song.
This is what you're gonna say?
And this actually has changes. So,
Oh, I have one.
so it's in D Dorian. So that part is in D Dorian, and then it switches. It borrows a mode from D Aeolian, and then I guess D Dorian again, and then D major.
Okay.
So, but up until that whole at the beginning of Wave too.
So Sweetums is largely tonal, with occasional interesting modal moments.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I wouldn't call everything we do tonal. I don't think Nora is tonal.
Yeah. Right.
But I also don't think it's It is still functional though.
Can you give us an example of soloing, switching through modes over Nora?
No. So that was, and then I guess you could probably change the mode here too, while we're waiting for the change to C.
Okay. Sometimes you hit a chord change that feels like just like a shot of something good.
Well, because I'm turning the C into a C7. But the thing about Nora is that I think it's modal, but every chord comes from a different mode.
Okay.
But I don't think those chords have a tonal relationship to G, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like when you're landing on this C, I don't think of it as the subdominant of G.
Right.
And
It
when
doesn't
you're
feel like
hitting,
yeah.
like especially, or when you hit this F, like it's not, I mean, that's just completely outside of the key.
Right.
So, like, they're from different modes of G, but they're all from
Oh
a
yeah.
mode of G.
That's true. F is not in G.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. Right. Interesting.
Exactly.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
But all of those are in C.
Okay. L has a suggestion for one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like. Wait.
No, I think this is tonal.
That feels totally.
Wait.
Caleb, Ellen and I were playing chess with a clock, and at one point Ellen goes, "Wait." I go, "What?" She goes, "Oh, wait." And I go, "What?" And she goes, wait. And I go, "Are you trying to get me to run down my clock right now?" She's like, "Yeah."
I got you for so long.
Yeah, she got like 45 seconds. Akiva?
I don't think it's modal.
She had one.
I don't think it's modal though.
The beginning of wave is modal.
Alright, let's hear it.
That's modal.
Right. Okay, so maybe another way to think about it.
That's this. We call this concept the modal tonic because, he's just using it to give the tonic a different. Like
Right.
the whole song is in G,
a different color.
but then he's like, but when I hit the one, I want to have it be funky.
Can we cover wave?
No.
Like we
Like
can't.
if we were a high school band, yeah. Like.
Bro, we gotta run Lingus.
If we were a good high school band, we could run Lingus.
I want to see Taryn hit the Corey Henry solo.
Taryn could do 10 times what Corey Henry does. All right.
Have you guys ever seen the Lingus solo? Can we watch that to finish this off?
I want to hear Aki's example.
Oh yeah, true.
Okay.
Meg, I get it if you're confused. We'll fill you in on the slides that you missed on the playlist. Oh yeah.